And as families gather around the table, of course, with a Thanksgiving holiday, some people might be talking about finances, believe it or not.
Yeah, it may be an uncomfortable conversation, but it is an important one to have. Joining us now in studio to get some tips on how to get this conversation started is local financial professional Gottlieb from Comprehensive Advisor. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, thanks for having me.
So why is it important to talk about finances, although it's uncomfortable?
Right. Well, you know, it's one of those, like everything, you know, your politics and religion and money, we don't talk about that, but it's important because you don't want to get caught off guard. You know, that's the biggest thing. You got to be as proactive as you can, whether you're, young family and you're looking to maybe your parents and saying, hey, I've got these financial questions. Who should I talk to? Or you're maybe the young family and your parents are getting older and you're concerned about them. Can they support themselves? And so having these conversations is extremely important.
I mean, specifically, I guess you're getting in that direction. What kind of topic should we be discussing here? And I'm assuming, especially if you have older parents, do you have a living trust? Do you have wills set up? Is that the kind of thing that you're thinking about here?
Yeah, so I look at kind of three key things would be, estate planning, financial planning or retirement planning, and long-term care. Those are going to be your key focus points. So when it comes to the estate planning side, yeah, do you have a trust? So again, if we kind of segment, say for the younger families, do you have a trust? Who's taking care of your kids? God forbid something happens. If you have elderly parents or you're getting older in life, who's going to take care of things when you're gone? How are you passing stuff on? What does all that look like in the estate planning side? You get to the financial and the retirement planning. I've just got my first job, mom and dad. Like, what do I do with my 401k? How do you save? How much? How did you get to where you were? Or again, the opposite side. Hey, are your parents going to be okay? Have they saved enough? Can they meet their needs? Are they going to need assistance with housing? How can you prepare for that? And then again, on that aging, the biggest one is the long-term care. It's so expensive if you need long-term care. My own personal example, my dad and his siblings, they had to come together to help support the cost of care for my grandparents. What does that look like? And making sure that your family is, going to be taken care of, and yourself.
And financial advice really looks different depending on your age group. What advice would you give for parents maybe of teens or 18-year-olds to say, hey, you should really think about a credit card, or let's talk about responsible credit cards, or things like that? Yeah,
so no question. We want to introduce money as soon as possible. I've started introducing even my 12 and 10-year-old to, here's Apple Pay, here's how it works. You get a little bit of an allowance, you can spend it on what you want. So as you get older and you get into that teen phase, you want them to have, at a bare minimum, bank accounts and understanding kind of the value of money. And then going into, as you go off to college, credit card's not a bad idea. Here's something that you can spend, but you also are responsible for, there's interest. And so you want to have those conversations. And that's what, if you're not sure, bring your financial advisor in. At the family dinner this next week, ask your parents, who's your financial advisor? I have these questions. I've had questions like that with people many a times.
You're invited to my Thanksgiving.
I was going to say,
perfect.
Chalk it up. You're probably a busy man of these. The thing I always think about, does this cause a family feud sometimes? And really, if you don't want it to get to that level, how do you get it started, that conversation, while somebody's putting pie in their mouth?
Yeah, I think you have to, you almost look at it as like you preface it. I think if there's concerns there, pull, the lead of the family aside beforehand and say, hey, I really think we should talk about this as a family and discuss it as a family. Make sure everybody's in the right mindset. Obviously, there's some challenges. We've had some political conversation lately. That could be a big topic. Maybe it's not the best time to do it right now. Maybe it's over a later holiday event, in December. But I think it's really being calm, thinking about what it is that you really want to talk about and discuss. Consider the way that it's going to be impacted by the family members, and just be gentle and know that it's not about necessarily your opinion or theirs. This is an open discussion to help and prepare.
All right. Brett, thank you so much. I know we have some conversation tips there on the screen. Understand it may take a little bit of time, too. Everything's not going to be figured out in one day as well.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we don't see you have a good holiday, but Zara has an invitation.
Yeah, you can come on over.
I can always eat.
All right. Thanks so much, Brett.